country and why we have a major job problem is because we traditionally do not add to jobs. We've been replacing jobs. And we've been replacing jobs because people create businesses just around themselves. They can employ so many people, but when they die, the businesses tend to die. We haven't had many businesses that have been transferred and built forward and have been a legacy business that has outlived the owners. And that's why it's important for this generation of entrepreneurs to understand that you can be the founder, but you don't have to be the killer as well. And you become the killer when you're so self-centered, you don't appreciate your workers. Because when you think you're the only important person in the business, you will take care of yourself, and yourself alone. And you will not treat your workers well. But when you treat your workers well, they will also have vested interest in the business. And that guarantees. And so what most of the people in our generation are doing now is you're exiting, maybe not completely, but you're handing over to the next generation of people to drive the business much earlier than our parents did. A lot of our parents were still at their desk in businesses they set up when they were 70. Now, essentially, like she said, she already knows at least 3 people that can take over the business. From January this year, I stopped everyday running of our entire group. And there's a whole team where they found some inside, they brought some from outside, and that's why I can spend so much time doing this, knowing that my business is not about to die. Because if our businesses die just because we have died, we've wasted our entire lifetime.
Yes.
And for you, it starts now, not when you're 50 or when you're 70. Because if from the beginning you don't learn to be a team player and to consider other people as important as yourself in the business, give them value and create responsibility for others within your business structure, you will never be able to do it. So that's why what she's talking to you about is extremely important, and that's what can guarantee that a 19-year-old business can still be ahead of the game and continue to grow.
Ignite, from dreams to reality.
When searching for a good bank, you have to be very discerning, so you don't get one thing and miss out on others. Well, your search is over at First Bank. We offer a variety of products and services made with you in mind. From flexible loans, easy access to cash, bill payments from anywhere in the world, to savings for the little ones. Make that switch today. Contact us to learn more about the many products and services we have designed for your convenience. First Bank, truly the first.
Ignite, from dreams to reality.
My name is Okoyemi Lawal. I want to ask, at the initial stage of business, is it very key for you to put everything in it? Like, you cannot go for any other studies, like you cannot further your studies in business, like at the initial stage. Is it compulsory for you to always spend every time in it?
Okay, well, different. I know my capacity, and I know when I started, it was the beginning of my business. I needed to put my whole self into that business. Now, I don't know about you, Okoyemi. You might be very good at multitasking. I knew at that time I had to focus in, I had to narrow in very well. So that once the business, I told you my MBA, I went long after. But with you, in fact, things are easier these days. There's a lot of information. It's easier to do things these days, with all the information available. So if you find that it suits you to kind of, put that in on the side or work part-time or do that part-time, fine. It has to apply to your own person, okay?
But I think that she's giving you the perfect answer. But honestly speaking, it doesn't make sense for you to start a business today and be at the early stage of your business and distract yourself with pursuing a degree or anything else.
I didn't want to say that.
Yeah, she was trying to be nice. All right, but you know me. I'll tell you so you know. The important thing, if we spare you the hard facts, you're going to get into trouble. See, when you have a business idea, a lot of it is about you and how you see it. And at the beginning, no matter how many people work for you, you're only downloading what you know or how you have seen it. Sometimes, when what you've thought in your head is expressed, and you see it, and you say, no, that's not really how I imagined it. You change it, you tweak it. Remember what I said to you. The best business plan in the world is a bundle of assumptions. And as you test out your assumptions, they will prove to be true or not, or even as they prove to be true, you realize that you interpreted what you thought in a different way, and you need to sort of change it. That stage of flexibility and amendment and defining and redefining of your thoughts can only be controlled by you. You will get the support and the additional knowledge and skills of people working with you, but somebody has got to be driving. Because if you're not driving the vision, the person helping you will take part of the information that you've expressed and express it in her own way, which can be substantially different from yours. And you know, this is where you are. This is where you're going. Just a slight 1 degree turn from my original direction will lead me in this direction as opposed to where I was going. And that can make the difference between the success of your vision or not. So I would say it's the reason I told you to focus at the beginning. It's the same reason why I said multiple streams does not apply to you at the early stage of a business. Prove your business first. Establish it, give it a footing and a track record. And the learnings from that particular business can help you go in other directions. So if you want to go to school now, delay the vision and go. When you finish, come back and move with it. Otherwise, delay the school, get the business. We all went to business school much later. And we learned better. We were better students. I was the valedictorian for my class at ESA Business School in Barcelona. But a lot of it was not because I was the smartest, but I had learned on the street of Nigeria in a hard environment.
Experience.
Yes, experience. So by the time you get to business school, teachers don't teach. They facilitate the discussions based on your experience. So what she has told you is critical, but she was trying to be nice. But the truth is, face what you want to do. Next question.
My name is Kayode Ogini. My question is simple. I want to know how you manage your inventory, how you manage your stock take. And the second one is it's about the ethical part of your business. I understand pharmaceutical business is usually prescription-based. A lot of customers come to A lot of customers come to your pharmacies without prescriptions.
Okay.
How do you manage such
Okay.
customers?
Oh, I love all three questions. Inventory tracking is the mainstay of any retail business, which means you buy, you sell, you have to track the inventory. You have to see the inventory moving. So IT is the only way that you can. All right, we do stock taking every month. Sometimes in some busy shops, we do it twice a month. Okay, and then we compare the physical with what's in the computer. So you really, if you don't do that, you don't have a business. You don't have a retail business. And because we have so many drugs, cosmetics, toiletries, whatever, we have like 10,000 SKUs. It's a lot. It's a lot to track. And I'm not saying we've gotten it right. It's still work in progress. But we have the systems there. We have the people to check it, to monitor the, to keep counting, and we have auditors that come in to track, all the inventory, and, we're almost there.
Okay, well, I'd really love you to ask her all the questions, but we don't always have all the time, but you've had critical learnings. And one of the things she said last is important. Sometimes you will take business decisions with the best of intentions, but it could go wrong. If it does, remember what we said in the past, you must have the courage to make a decision. It's better to have shut down those 5 stores than to keep them running and draining the 12 that are profitable. So even as a business person, you must be honest with yourself and make the right decision. And you can prevent some of those kind of situations from what she said. if you make sure that you're diligent in the process of taking the decision in advance of the action itself, so that you can be sure that, at least to a large extent, you're closer to taking the right decision. That's your only mitigant. Even though, haven't done all, you could still be wrong. But once you find it's wrong, take the right decision for the business to go on. It's not, there's no ego trip in this. If she had ego trip, she would say, I want 17 stores. I don't want anybody to see me shutting down a business. It's a taboo. Nigerians have all these taboo things. You don't sell your assets. You don't do this. If you need the asset to start what you believe in, sell it. When you finish, you come back and buy it. There's no taboo in all of those kind of things. So we've had a number of learnings. For those of you that are interested in retail business, inventory tracking is important. Remember what we said, goods in, goods out, all those simple books we talked about, they become very relevant. Theirs is more sophisticated. If you have 10,000 different products, you have a problem. I can't see you guys tracking that at this moment. But if you have 2, track it. If you have 1, track it, because it will make all the difference. Thank you very much, Mrs. Jokoba.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you so much.
Ignite, from dreams to reality.
When searching for a good bank, you have to be very discerning, so you don't get one thing and miss out on others. Well, your search is over at First Bank. We offer a variety of products and services made with you in mind. From flexible loans, easy access to cash, bill payments from anywhere in the world, to savings for the little ones. Make that switch today. Contact us to learn more about the many products and services we have designed for your convenience. First Bank, truly the first.
Ignite, from dreams to reality.
Well, in this segment, we're going to be dealing with some of the softer issues that affect business. They relate to how people perceive you, how people see you. Sometimes before they hear you speak and determine that you're smart and you're intelligent, they would first assess you by how you appear, your total etiquette, your personal discipline, your appearance, your decorum. All of those things matter in the business world. And some people would have written you off and never get to know just how much you have to give. And for this session, I've asked an extremely good friend of mine. She's the most Oyinbo person I know who is black. And if I'm not sure what to do in a situation like that, I'll call her, Former. So this one, what will you do? I sent my children to her at a certain age to learn all the things they need to know. Because learning it early helps you and prepares you for the future. In her past life, she was a serious banker. From that life, right now, she works as an executive director of finance and admin for one of the River Basin development agencies. And on top of that, we're both co-founders of Women in Management and Business, and she's a member of the Board of Trustees of Women in Management and Business. I'd like you to welcome Mrs. Ifeoma Idigbe.
Thank you very much.